Hello friends, welcome to another practice question of polynomials. This is the 19th question in the series. This is a question from the NCERT textbook. I will strongly urge you to go back and watch the previous videos as well. The link to the entire playlist is down there in the description for your reference. Now let's start solving this question. The question says that if you divide fx, which is x to the power 4 minus 5x plus 6 by gx, which is 2 minus x square, find the quotient and the remainder. Now we know that the degree of the quotient is always uh, the degree of fx minus the degree of gx, which will be degree 4 minus degree 2. So we find out that the degree of the coefficient is going to be 2. Okay, so it will be of degree 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. So the degree of the quotient is going to be 2. And this I will represent as ax square plus bx plus c, and the degree of the remainder is always 1 degree less than the uh, than the than gx, okay, the one which is dividing. Okay, so this will be degree 2 minus 1, which will be degree 1. So this I will write as px plus q. Okay, this I'll write as px plus q, and this is what I have to find. I have to find a, b, c here, and I have to find p and q here. This is the question. Now all I have to do is I have to write down, I know actually, that f of x will be equal to g of x multiplied by q of x, and this plus the remainder, which is r of x. This is the standard division algorithm. Okay, f of x is equal to g of x into q of x plus r of x. Now f of x I'll write only once, which is f of x is x to the power of 4 minus of 5x plus 6. Okay, this is f of x, and this is equal to g of x, which is 2 minus x square, and for the sake of following the order of the degree, I will write this as minus of x square plus 2. This multiplied by q of x. Q of x is ax square plus bx plus c, and this plus the remainder, which is px plus q. Okay, now let the LHS be as it is. I will operate on the RHS because this is going to be a very lengthy term. Okay, so if I multiply all of these three terms by first with minus x square and then with 2 and open the bracket, what I get here is I get minus of a x cube minus of b, sorry, this will be x to the power 4 minus of b x cube minus of c x square plus 2ax square plus 2bx plus 2c plus px plus q. And now my job is to collect the terms with the same power of x. So x to the power 4, I have minus of a x to the power of 4. I have x to the power cube, so I have x to the power 4 alone. I have x to the power 3 with minus of b, and yeah, that's it, no other x to the power 3. Then I have x to the power of 2 with x to the power 3 is alone, then x to the power 2 with minus of c plus of 2a. So this is also done. Now I have to find the power of x. So plus of x, this is 2b plus p. So this is done and this is done. And lastly, the constant term, which is 2c plus q. 2c plus q. Now let's see. Now all we have to do is compare the coefficients of the LHS. I'll actually highlight our LHS, which was this. Okay, this is our LHS. This is what we have to compare the RHS with. Now you see x to the power 4, if I compare with x to the power 4, what I see here is that minus of a is equal to 1, which implies a equal to minus 1. So this is one variable is done. I compared x to the power 4, the coefficient of x to the power 4 here with the coefficient of x to the power 4 here. Next, I compare the coefficient of x to the power 3 with x to the power 3 here, which is 0. So what I find is that minus of b equal to 0. So b will be equal to 0. This is the second thing. Now let's see what is c. The coefficient of x square is also 0, which means minus of c plus 2a is equal to 0. So c will be equal to 2a. And a is equal to minus 1. So c is equal to minus of 2. Okay. So we got c. Now let's see. We have to find p and q, and we have to compare the value of the coefficient of x with the coefficient of x over here. Okay, so we have minus of 5 is equal to 2b plus p. Now b is equal to 0, so p is equal to minus of 5. So we have the value of p. And lastly, we have to find q, that is compare the constant with the constant. So what we'll have is 6 is equal to 2c plus q, and q is what we have to find. C we know is equal to minus 2, so this will be 6 is equal to 2 into minus 2 plus q, or q is equal to 10. Okay, q is equal to 10. So we have found all the 5 variables that we needed, and now let us go back to our quotient and the remainder. So you see the remainder was px plus q. Okay, p is minus 5 and q is 10, so the remainder is going to be minus of 5x plus of 10, and this is the quotient. Okay, this is the quotient. This is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So b is 0, a is minus 1, so this will be minus of x square, and c is minus 2, so minus of x square and minus 2. So this is going to be the quotient, and this is going to be the remainder. I hope you found the solution useful. Do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And in case you want me to solve any other questions for you, do put down your queries at the WhatsApp number mentioned in the description. Till then, keep working hard, keep practicing hard. Cheers and God bless.